What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astrodfs, bringing you a brand new video. Today's video, we're going over Week 12's main slate first look. 10-game slate on this one. Just looking at the front page, 7,000 for the most expensive quarterback. This is different from where we've been in previous seasons of DFS. I mean, we've had some smaller game slates, but 7,000 for the most expensive quarterback is kind of different. So, Jaden Daniels at home against Dallas. Dallas is kind of banged up defensively. I like Jaden Daniels. I think that's a good one. I mean, his price for what he's done this season is kind of good. Obviously, the fall off recently compared to where the start off was is different. But I mean, he had some tougher opponents and really hasn't been mobile in the last few games. So I do think it's a really good bounce back for him. Patrick Mahomes, it is a good matchup. I would expect Kansas City to use Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt quite a bit in that one. Jordan Love against San Fran at home actually sounds kind of interesting. Seems like it could be a good back and forth game between two strong offenses. Detroit on the road against Indy, that one also seems good. Detroit's just been a scoring machine offensively. I mean, every game since week 4, over 24 points is crazy. A couple 52 bombs in there. Obviously, Detroit uses their running backs quite a bit, but we just saw kind of Aaron Rodgers having a good game, I guess, against them. CJ Stroud at home against Tennessee, not really there for me. Bo Nix 6,300 really doesn't get price adjusted. Facing Vegas for the second time this season. Bo Nix against division opponents has been pretty good. Go and look week 10 against Kansas City, 16. Go Chargers and Vegas, 21 and 23. So at 6,300, has paid off in 2 out of those 3 division games. Kyler Murray, 6,200 against Seattle. That one's definitely interesting for me. Seattle, kind of up and down defense. Baker Mayfield, 6,100 against the Giants. That one is pretty good as well. Continue to go down. Geno Smith against Arizona at 5,700. Stands out for a good one for me. Caleb Williams down at 5,100. That is a very good price against Minnesota. Obviously, Caleb Williams has struggled against pressure, struggled against the blitz. But you see last week, 5,400 gets 16 DraftKings points. Another division game at home, so those are some pluses. Cooper Rush, if he's a starting quarterback, 5K against Washington. Not really interested in Will Levis or Gardner Minshew. Bryce Young, 4,600 at home against Kansas City. Not really interested there. If Trey Lance gets announced a starter for this week, 4,500, but I think they go Cooper Rush still. And there's one name I'm looking for, and he's got to be down here, and it is Tommy DeVito is 4K. He is 4K on this slate at home against Tampa Bay, a defense that's given up a lot of passing yards and a lot of fantasy points to quarterbacks. So Tommy DeVito is a stone min on DraftKings this week. So there's a lot of fun plays. There's a lot of good pay-ups in this higher range of Goff, Love, Daniels. You get Bo Nix at 6,300 there. You kind of get Bo Nix, Kyler, Baker, those guys there. Caleb Williams at 51 and DeVito at 4K. So that's kind of where quarterbacks are at. McCaffrey against Green Bay, 8,500. Still think he's just a volume machine, right? I don't think you can really go wrong. 24 opportunities in game 2. The receiving really didn't come until the second half, so 79 yards on the ground. Joe Mixon in Tennessee, for the volume he gets, it's amazing. Like I said it when I was going over the showdown, he just gets a lot of volume. Once he get 24 opportunities in that one, 3 touchdowns, killed it. Devon Achane in a really good matchup against New England at 7,500. I like that one. Jahmyr Gibbs 7,300 against Indy. I like that one as well. Ken Walker 6,900. I like that his price is where it's at. At home against Arizona, that one seems like a very, very solid play to me. David Montgomery, kind of up there for me against Indy. I don't know if I like that one per se. Moving down, James Conner against Seattle is in a really good spot there. I don't know if I want to get to Aaron Jones against Chicago. Isaiah Pacheco said he will be back. Oh my God, Isaiah Pacheco will be back. 6,200. Where did he start? He left off at 6,900. He is 6,200. Kareem Hunt 5,700. That is crazy. So both Kansas City running backs are in play. I don't know if you want to get to either one in cash, but they are in play. Tyrone Tracy seems like he's in a really good spot at home against Tampa Bay there. Brian Robinson in a really good spot at 56. Same for Austin Eckler. Kind of same thing. You could flip a coin, pick one, put them in. Bucky Irving, Rashard White, same thing. Both are in a good spot. Both are cheap. What is yeah. Bucky Irving drops 400 in price. 400. All right, Javonte Williams 5,200 against Vegas. Everyone was kind of worried about Audric Estime stealing the show. Javonte is one of his better performances on the season with only 14 opportunities. Other than that, I don't think we have many injuries to go over to start, so I don't think we have too many injury values. Amon-Ra against Indy, in a good spot there. I'm okay with that one. Malik Neighbors against Tampa Bay. I'm interested to see the Giants offense without Daniel Jones, and that sounds bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way. You're just kind of used to Daniel Jones chucking it to Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson. Darius Slayton got added to the mix, so I don't know. It's a really good matchup, but it seems risky with the new quarterback. CeeDee Lamb against Washington, I think he's in a good spot there. It's just always risky with Cooper Rush versus Dak. Tyreek Hill in a good matchup against New England at home, 7,200. Terry McLaurin, I would watch the injury status. Dallas was out, I think, 3 DBs in that game. So I would watch the status of that. Could be in a really good spot. DK Metcalf in a really, really good spot against Arizona. I kind of really like the Geno Smith, DK Metcalf stack. JSN at 6,300, so you can probably go either way in that. Josh Downs at 6,200 seems interesting again. Josh Downs has kind of been the guy for Indy. We've seen it so far lately. Goes down, this is what doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I'll take it. Josh Downs just put up a 19.4 points in that game against the Jets. Now gets a good matchup against Detroit. Drops down to 200, so I'll take that. Marvin Harrison, 6,100. Did not think we'd see Marvin Harrison at this price point. I mean, he's just dropping, right? Yet again, I'll take it. A guy of his ability, I'll take it. Jameson Williams against Indy at 6K. I think that's a good matchup for him. Seems like he'll be in the player pool this week. Jaden Reed against San Fran seems like he's in a really good spot as well. Hopefully goes back to where he started from the season. Calvin Ridley against Houston. I don't know. This one's he went down as well, right? Yeah, he went down as well. This one does seem kind of riskier against Houston's defense, but obviously he's the number one guy there by far. DJ Moore, Juwan Jennings is kind of interesting too at 56. He doesn't really go up. He's been killing it. He really has been killing it this season. So he's in another good spot against Green Bay, in my opinion. DJ Moore, 5,500 against Minnesota. I think it's a good matchup. The DJ Moore, Caleb Williams stack is amazing. TJ Moore went down as well. We dropped down 500. DraftKings they're on one this week. I'll tell you that much. Michael Pittman at 5,300 against Detroit. Like, we're seeing names that are so cheap right now. They dropped everybody's prices, it seems. DeAndre Hopkins in a really good spot against Carolina. Michael Pittman in a good matchup against Detroit. Jalen Waddle in a good matchup against New England. Wandell, same thing as Malik Neighbors. I think it's a good matchup, but it's risky with a different quarterback. Continue to go down. You could throw Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze in good matchups. Tyler Lockett at 4,800, kind of a value compared to the other two receivers. I'd watch this one. Adam Thielen, 4,700 against Kansas City. Could be a good opportunity for him there if he does play. Continue to go down. Demario Douglas goes down as well. He's been a guy the last 3 weeks putting up 10 DraftKings points, which it doesn't pay off, but he's been pretty consistent around there. Sterling Shepard's the most expensive Tampa Bay wide receiver if Mike Evans isn't in again at 4,200. McMillan at 4K. So Shepard, I think, in a pretty good spot for his price point. Definitely getting some value there. Anaheim Mitchell, 3,900. I would expect the wide receivers to be healthy, so it is kind of risky. But against Detroit, I think the opportunity is there. Other than that, I don't see anyone that really stands out down here as value without injury news popping up. Tight end, Brock Bowers, did he moved 500? Okay. I don't know. I was thinking of a different price, but he moves up 500 in a good spot against Denver. George Kittle, if he plays against Green Bay, definitely in a really good spot. Travis Kelce in an amazing spot against Carolina. Trey McBride in a good spot, 5,600. Kate Otten against, I think it'll be Isaiah Simmons. That one's tougher, but, if Evans is out, 5,500 for a wide receiver, one for a team, basically, is not bad. Ferguson, I imagine, is out with concussion. Laporta, if he plays in a really good spot, and this is the cheapest we've seen him. The drop-off of those tight ends last year is crazy. But for 4,300, Laporta's in a good spot if he plays. TJ Hawkinson drops down in price yet again at 4,200 against Chicago. That one's a good one. Juanu Smith against his former team a couple years ago. Juanu Smith, 4,100. Yeah. Hunter Henry against Miami, same thing. Kind of, I like the price point for him. Jatavian Sanders, 3,400 is kind of interesting against Kansas City. We've seen him really be just kind of up and down depending on his price point in the matchup. Obviously, 3,400 is kind of pushing it. If Laporta's out, you get Brock Wright at 3,300 again. I mentioned him. He got a 5-yard touchdown, 7.5 points. Really, it didn't pay off, but if you're like me and you played a Rams tight end that got you 0 points, 7.5 is amazing. So, Noah Gray, I got to mention with, he's a backup tight end for Kansas City, but 2 tight ends against Buffalo is crazy. So, going down, who Ferguson would be out, so we would go down. I don't know if they would use Schoonmaker or Span Ford, but both of those guys are at the Stone Min, so you get some value there. So we'll go to San Fran because I can't see him there. Saubert is also the Stone Min at 2,500, so could potentially get 2 2,500 Stone Min tight end plays this week as well. And then last but not least, the defenses. Kansas City against Carolina, 3,900. Houston against Tennessee, 36. Dan Quinn, I don't know how I let this go past me the entire time. Dan Quinn in a revenge game, 3,500. That's Bucks against DeVito, 33. Denver against Vegas, 32. Cheap defenses we'll kind of look at. Maybe the Giants against Tampa, but that seems risky. Chicago against Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know. The Giants just get sacks. Darnold been kind of up and down lately. So Bears, I mean, I don't love that one though. They don't get a lot of pressure. I kind of think this is a week you pay up at defense. Denver's in a really good spot. Denver's in a good spot. Commanders are in a good spot, and Chiefs are in a good spot. So I definitely think it's worth paying up at tight end or defense this week. You have some value plays at quarterback. You have some value plays at tight end that you could kind of get there this week. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I will have videos going out all week going over the slate more in depth and the showdown on Thursday and Monday as well. So hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one.